Fahad Yusuf is 2 days away from receiving a certificate of completion from the National Football League. It bears the date of December 12. It is endorsed by Ari Novik, PhD, a licensed psychotherapist with a private practice located in Laguna Beach, Calif. It is identified as CERT 216932, suggesting that 216,931 others have likely earned a similar distinction. He paid $250 for a 4-hour course that covered approximately 8 or 9 chapters on fan behavior expectations in NFL stadiums. He displays it on his phone. "I can't believe it came to this," he remarks. This is the outcome when things escalate too far. Yusuf is the Detroit Lions supporter who chose to taunt the Green Bay Packers sideline during the pregame activities at Ford Field last weekend. He made some provocative remarks, without any swearing, he emphasizes, followed by a gesture that mimicked a slashing motion across his neck. This, it appears, was a grave mistake. For some, particularly Packers coach Matt LaFleur, what began as a boisterous fan engaging in banter was perceived as an alarming threat. LaFleur responded to Yusuf. Yusuf, grinning broadly, shouted back at LaFleur. Security intervened. Yusuf was on the field as a benefit of his ticket package. Given the option to select one additional feature for the 2024 season, he chose to be among the fans who hold a large American flag across the field during the pregame national anthem. Instead, security escorted him off the field before the anthem even commenced. The altercation became a viral sensation. After returning to his seat, Yusuf was removed from Ford Field before halftime. LaFleur subsequently addressed the occurrence in the post-game news briefing, stating Detroit's pregame activities should have been better monitored. On Wednesday, the Lions revoked Yusuf's season tickets. He was then prohibited from attending NFL games. Each day brought fresh messages from colleagues and old friends asking, "Did I see you on TV?" along with media inquiries. Yusuf seized every chance to admit his mistake and express regret. Everyone, including Yusuf, generally concurred that he had overstepped his bounds. By the end of the week, the Lions and the league proposed a way forward. Yusuf was informed that the stadium ban would be lifted if he completed the Code of Conduct course and submitted a formal apology. Now, we find ourselves here. It's Saturday afternoon, almost a week after the incident, and nearly 24 hours until the Lions welcome the Buffalo Bills in the NFL's standout game of the weekend. Yusuf agreed to meet at a Starbucks in Metro Detroit. Perhaps this can reflect on life amid a viral episode. Alternatively, it could relate to nearly losing what may turn out to be the best season in Lions history, or focus on remorse, or on second chances. But then Yusuf is asked about what he nearly forfeited. "Oh man, everything," he states. "This is my identity and, I nearly lost that. I do not overlook any of the criticism I have received. None of it. I agree with most of it. I was honored to represent the flag of a country I cherish. I crossed a line, and that should not have occurred. I understand where people are coming from. It is hard to believe this happened." Yusuf embodies many identities. He is a product of Metro Detroit's diverse Chaldean community, a first-generation American with a father from Iraq and a mother from Kuwait. He is the elder sibling of 2 brothers. He is a graduate of Wayne State University. He works as a sales associate for a Midwest automotive tools company. He is a husband to his wife, Gabby. What he primarily identifies as, however, is a Lions fan. Yusuf grew up speaking only Arabic at home. He made every effort to integrate at school and found his greatest comfort discussing football. He recalls that, while attending Farmington Hills public schools, he would introduce himself by saying, "Hi, I'm Fahad. I'm a big Lions fan." Yusuf disregarded his father Saad's request to play soccer. Instead, he played defensive end and linebacker throughout middle school and high school. He obtained tickets to his first game at Ford Field in 2013. He and an older cousin began attending 4 or 5 games annually. "It felt so natural," Yusuf says. "It was like, this is where we belong. This is who we support. Support the Lions, no matter what." Yusuf learned and grasped the game increasingly, but, like many others, fell into the same trap faced by generations of Lions fans. He believed, "Oh, the Matt Patricia era, bro," he says now, chuckling. I completely bought the hype. But with that belief came something shared across generations of Lions fans, a shared experience. Yusuf persuaded his father to start cheering for the Lions. He sold the vision. This is the year. Eventually, Yusuf stopped going to games, opting instead to watch them at his dad's house. 2 chairs, big screen TV, regular arrangement. Every year he became more involved, Yusuf states. He finally understood, and it somewhat transformed our entire relationship. Those years weren't great for the Lions, but, they were significant for us. The Dan Campbell era in Detroit commenced in 2021 when the franchise traded star quarterback Matthew Stafford for Jared Goff. Yusuf called his father the moment the news broke. It was mid-March. Saad, at 65, had just retired and was prepared to embark on his next journey as a Lions fan. 6 weeks later, Yusuf received news that his father was feeling unwell. He was hospitalized. He was placed on a ventilator. It was very fast, Yusuf states. Within 10 days, he was gone. Yusuf has not mentioned any of this during his various media appearances this week. Viral moments don't allow for reflection. Moreover, his story does not justify what occurred last week. It still shouldn't have taken place, he expresses. I was also an avid pro wrestling fan growing up, and I think some of that is reflected in my character. I root for the villain. That character, you can be certain, is pronounced. Yusuf is the noisiest individual in the coffee shop by a significant margin. He speaks as if fueled by jet fuel. One customer has closed his laptop and moved to a distant table. However, Yusuf seems unable to contain himself. He operates solely on enthusiasm and emotion, in equal measure, until he discusses the recent Lions seasons. Following his father's passing, Yusuf was uncertain if he could continue watching the Lions. Each game was linked to grief, irrespective of the result. As he mentions this, he becomes emotional and pauses, with his jaw clenched and cheeks quivering. The 2021 season came and went. He watched games in 2022 at home with an empty seat for his father. Before 2023, he made a significant decision. Season tickets, lower bowl. Section 141, 33 rows up. He witnessed his team achieve a 12-5 record and win the NFC North last season. I realize it sounds absurd, truly, I do, but it felt like Dad saying, "It's all right, I'm here for you," he states. I've been telling people over these last few years that he's involved in this. I found a lot of solace in that. I think he heard me express that I didn't want to watch the Lions anymore. He aimed to make it easier. Now, Yusuf is supporting football's most unexpected powerhouse. The Lions are 12-1 and current favorites to succeed, something so unimaginable that we won't even say it. Neither he nor anyone else can fully comprehend what is unfolding. Yusuf admits his error and accepts the consequences. Yet he believes LaFleur overreacted and that this situation never needed to escalate to this extent. He is hopeful for another Lions-Packers matchup in the playoffs. He intends to be there for it, just as he plans to be in the stands for Lions-Bills. A large group of longtime season ticket holders who run a tailgate out of Eastern Market have invited him to Sunday's tailgate. There may be an available ticket for him. Although his season tickets are gone, apparently for good, Yusuf can still see his team. So, he will be a fan. He doesn't know how to be anything else.